Hey everybody, it's Lori. I wanted to share with you a mini album that I finished for my mom for Mother's Day, and it is using the Graphic 45 Secret Garden collection. And I filled it with pictures of my mom and dad's backyard. My mom is quite the gardener, and their backyard pretty much looks like a park. It's filled with beautiful flowers and greenery, and it's just like you're stepping into a botanical garden when it's in full bloom. And I've taken several pictures throughout the years of it, and so that's what I put in the album, is just a miscellaneous collection of all of the pictures that I've taken in the last few years. So, like I said, it's using the Graphic 45 Secret Garden collection. And on the front cover here, I have a handmade flower that I did. And up here, I have a paper flower that I made with some punches with just paper from the collection. And here are some paper flowers from Michaels. And for the closure, I am using one of those, I think it's maybe supposed to be maybe a bracelet or something. It came from the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby, and it was just in one long strip with a lobster clasp on one end and just a chain on the other. So what I did was I cut it in half, and then I glued each piece to the front and the back covers. And then I was just today trying to figure out what in the world I was going to put on here to cover up the the piece that I cut. And I was watching a video of Lori, who is Elemenia here on YouTube, and she used one of these filigree pieces to cover up the cut edge. And I thought, oh, all right, I'm stealing that idea because I like that. So it's very simple, but it's very elegant looking. So I took a couple of pieces, and that's what I did. The pieces came from Butterbee Scraps, and I just painted them some light pastel colors to blend in a little bit better with the paper, and then just glued them on top of the crocheted trim here. And then on the binding, I have just a plain piece of pink cardstock that I colored with some of the Distress Stain in Weathered Wood, and used a Fiskars punch on each edge. And then I also went over the top of that with a wide piece of blue lace, kind of a smoky blue lace that came from Lavish Laces. And the method of binding that I used is the hidden hinge system that was designed by Kathy Orta. And that really works out best for this type of book because it ended up being pretty heavy here after I got all the pictures in it and everything. So it opens up just undoing the lobster clasp here. Maybe. And the one thing I wanted to mention about the hidden hinge binding method is that once you get all the pictures in it and everything, if you've only used score tape to attach the binding to the spine, it may not hold, because I was only using score tape, and then once I got everything in there and the pages started getting heavier, it started pulling away from the spine. So I ended up using Fab-Tac glue to strengthen it and hold it together. I never use hot glue because it's been my experience that it just doesn't age very well and it ends up falling apart. So I usually always use some kind of wet glue because it seems to hold longer and stronger. So this album is another one that I've got a bunch of flippy flaps in here. No pockets or tags or anything, but lots of flaps for interaction. And I really, really used this paper collection to its full advantage. It's got so many pretty graphics in it. So I used a lot of them for the outside of the flaps where I've got pictures. And cut out here from the collection. I'm getting a glare from the sun here. It's kind of that time of day. Sorry. And another paper flower that I punched out, and a piece from the chipboard collection. And then some lace up here that I got at a big fabric and craft sale for really, really cheap. And then this page here is got a bunch more flaps. More use of the card cutouts from the collection, and chipboard with a little piece of string tied in there because it's a button piece. And I've done some stamping in a variety of places too. Another punched out flower, and one from Michaels, and another flower that I made. And this here is a little butterfly piece from, metal piece from Butterbee Scraps that I painted kind of a green color, and another chipboard piece. And then this page has got some more flaps. Here's a piece from the sticker collection that I backed with chipboard. And another flower that I made, and one from Michaels, and a piece from the chipboards collection. And these both open up. Yeah, oh wow, this is hard to get all in frame. And some more flowers and more chipboard pieces, and a pretty piece of green lace here. And in the center, I've got another paper flower and some more pieces from the chipboard collection. And a cutout from the paper with some really pretty soft blue lace that I just edged on the side of the page. And you know what, I'm going to see, I'll be right back. I'm going to see if I can do anything about that glare from the sun. Okay, that's a little bit better. I closed the blinds, so hopefully it's not too dark now. Okay, on this page is another cutout from the paper, and I wrapped a little piece of a doily around here with another piece from the sticker collection that I backed with chipboard. And wraps around to that side of the flap, and this goes down, folds down. Can't talk tonight, sorry. And I've got another piece of a doily here with some paper flowers and some more miscellaneous stamping, and a piece from a different doily and chipboard piece. And up in the corner I've got a metal piece from Butterbee Scraps. And down here is another cutout from the paper and a piece from the chipboard collection, and some more stamping. And over on this page, got a couple of flaps up. Here's a piece that was from the stickers that I put backed on with chipboard, and some more stamping. And another cutout from the paper with a couple of flowers from Michaels. Oops. And this flaps out. This is another pretty cutout from the paper. And a piece from the chipboard collection, and another punched out flower, and a metal piece from Butterbee Scraps, and some lavender color lace here that I got from Lavish Laces. And over on this page, got a few flaps. Actually, let me start here first. Another corner piece here from Butterbee Scraps, and some stamping, and a piece of really, really pretty pale gray lace. And this flaps up. It's got some more cutouts on the opposite side from the paper. And a piece from the chipboard collection, and a punched out flower. And here I've got a piece of I think it was probably a table runner that's got some embroidery on it that I got at a thrift store, and a doily on top of that. And this little piece here is actually a piece that my grandmother tatted. She used to do a lot of tatting, and my dad just recently gave me a whole box of tatting that she had done. that he had been hanging on to, and he thought I might want to use it in my albums, and it came in perfect for this album. They're so pretty. And another punched out flower. And on this page, hello. This video is just going to be full of interruptions, I think. I've got a kitty cat here that wants to visit me while I record the video. This page here has some more flaps. Got another butterfly piece here from Butterbee Scraps, another piece from Sticker Collection on chipboard, and a punched out flower, and a pretty piece of lacy trim there with some more stamping. Some of the stamps came from the Secret Garden collection, and some of them are just miscellaneous stamps that I had. And here is a really pretty piece from the chipboard collection, and more of that pretty trim and some stamping. And here is another chipboard piece, and I did a variety of stamping up here in some dark purple. I didn't have the heart to really cover up a lot of this paper because it's so pretty, so I still wanted it to show off, so I kind of left some peeking through. And here's some more flowers from Michaels, and a sticker piece, and another one of the punched out flowers with some eyelet trim right here. And on this side, got some flaps here, pieces for or cutouts pieces from the paper, and I've got some pretty lavender lace here on each side, and another punched out flower, and a piece of metal filigree from Butterbee Scraps that I painted green, and some more stamping, and a little cutout piece from the collection. And this page I did kind of a big flap. On the outside of that, I've got some really delicate little crocheted trim that was white, and that I colored kind of an aqua color to match some of the colors in the paper. And then I took a couple of the little buttons from the chipboard collection and popped them up and made a closure with them. And this flaps up. And this is a piece of, or one of the sticker pieces on chipboard. And then here is a piece from the chipboard collection, and another doily that I colored purple. It's that dusty Concord color from Tim Holtz. And a button piece here that was a sticker from the collection that I put on chipboard. And another little metal piece here from Butterbee Scraps. Having a heck of a time here. And flower from Michaels, and a little tiny piece from the chipboard collection, and some really pretty pale blue lace trim. And then on the bottom flap here is a piece from the stickers that I also put on chipboard, and have some washi tape down here. One of the problems I had is I used a really thick cardstock for the flaps, and some of it started ripping, so then I needed to try and make repairs somehow. So I put some washi tape down here, and then ended up having to cover it up because it looked kind of silly on the outside with some of that lace. So it ended up looking halfway decent, I guess. And then on this page, a couple more flaps. I've got some Michaels flowers here, and a flower from the punches from the paper, and a sticker piece here, and a cutout from the paper. Underneath that is a really pretty pale peach color lace. And this flap opens up like that. This one too. Some more Michaels flowers and a cutout from the paper. Some more of that really pretty lace, and a chipboard piece with some stamping. And on this page, more flowers from Michaels, and a metal piece from Butterbee Scraps, a little bit of stamping, a chipboard piece, and another doily piece. And this page, another punched out flower. Oh, by the way, the center of all of the punched out flowers have pastel colored brads from Recollections in the center of them. And another metal piece from Butterbee Scraps tucked under the flower there. And some Michaels flowers, and another punched out flower cut out from the paper right here, and a button from the chipboard pieces, and some stamping, and a really pretty piece of trim here that's kind of a baby blue and white color. And this flaps up. And this one here is a sticker piece with some really pretty eyelet trim here that was white, and I colored green and blue color to match some of the blue in the collection. And down here is a chipboard piece on top of a piece of doily. And over here is another punched out flower here, and the center of this one is a brad from Hobby Lobby, from the spare parts line. And these flap open like this, and each side has a piece of blue eyelet trim. And then I've got a couple of Michael's flowers and a cutout and a little bit of stamping and some stamping over here. And this strip here is a piece of trim from the stickers that I put on chipboard. And same thing down here, it was a sticker piece that I put on chipboard. And then these flap open this way. And another sticker piece here, cut out from the collection, some flowers from Michael's with some stamping, and a chipboard piece here on top of some pale yellow eyelet trim, very pretty, and another piece of really light baby blue. I guess it's also an eyelet trim. It's just made out of different material, and a punched out flower, and another metal piece tucked in there from Butterbee Scraps. And here's a cutout from the paper, and a couple of, actually all three of these pieces here are from the stickers, and Michael's flowers. And that flaps open that way. And here I have a little piece of Recollections washi tape and a little bit of stamping. And that closes back up like that. And this page has three flaps that open up. And I have on the back side of this one a cutout from the paper and some Michael's flowers and a bunch of different stamping on there. And this one here is some more stamping and a cutout from the paper collection. And here is a chipboard piece from the collection, another one of those punched flowers, and here's a sticker piece again. Underneath that is a little doily that I have colored blue. And here along the edges is some really pretty blue and white lacy trim. And the last page is a couple more flaps, and this one is a cutout, this piece is a cutout from the paper, and here is, I think this is the, yeah, it's a chipboard piece, and a couple flowers from Michael's, and underneath that is a really pretty piece of green and white lacy trim with some stamping, again in a variety of places. And this goes out this way, and this one flaps open this way. And here is a cutout piece from the paper and a punched flower and some more of that green and white trim. And on this, the centerpiece is a metal piece from Butterbee Scraps and a punched flower and a bigger doily here that I colored green. And that is the whole album. Sorry for kind of rushing through it, but it's a huge album and I didn't want to put everybody to sleep with all the really boring, minute details. So if you have any questions about something that I didn't cover, please feel free to ask me in the comments, and hopefully we'll get it covered that way. But thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and have a good evening.